KTAR News 92.3 FM.
Gaydos and Chad Show, afternoons.
All right, classes at Arizona State University, they've been back in session for just a few days, but we've got some parents right here in the Valley, and they're kind of saying that their college kids, they've already been exposed to students infected with COVID-19. We've got an Ahwatukee mom who has a freshman at ASU. Her name is Tina Metzner. And Tina, your daughter, a freshman, she was exposed to someone who was positive for COVID, correct?
Correct.
How did that happen?
Well, they share a common bathroom. She's not a direct roommate, but they share a suite across the hall. And so, therefore, they were suite mates, and they were starting to develop a relationship, and they were doing things together. They went to the mall in a car together. While on the trip back, one of the gals got a telephone call from where they do the COVID testing. She had tested positive. And so these kids, as soon as that call came in, they all masked up.
Did you think for a moment, maybe it's best that you kind of shelter in place there? That way we can maybe mitigate what's going on and maybe spreading it to the house or something like that?
These kids were all very conscientious. They didn't want to give it to someone, and so what they did was travel right back to their dorm room, and they went to talk to the RA, which is the assistant there, that is supposed to have information and be able to give them information as to what to do with things like this. And all they suggested is that the girls go back to their dorm room and that they would receive further instruction as to what to do.
Was that good enough for you?
No. Time went by, and I kept asking my daughter what's going on, and she said, well, nobody's called. I said, you have to be kidding. So we, of course, got on the phone. Everyone that we talked to, nobody knew what to do and what the protocol was and what they should be instructing us to do. And we kept trying to get them to, contact their superiors, and they wouldn't give us numbers, and they told us, well, we'll have to have them call you back, and then nobody was calling back. So my husband really had to get angry. And so when he finally really lost it with someone on the phone, a physician contacted my daughter.
Tina Metzner is joining us. She's got a daughter who is a freshman at ASU, and they were in a car. One of the women gets a call that they have COVID, they positive, so everybody masks up, and so they go back to the dorm. They try and get some help. Nothing really happens. What'd you do next?
Well, we did talk to the physician after he talked to our daughter. She needed to be in isolation. And so he told her to wait for instructions. Someone would be calling her with where to go for that.
Okay.
She waited for that for 2 hours, and nothing happened. And so we called him, and my husband asked him specific questions about, well, what is that process? What's the protocol? If she goes into isolation, will she be by herself, or will she be with others that have also been with COVID? He told my husband he didn't know. He didn't know if it would be a personal isolation area or whether she would actually be in with other kids that had been with COVID-19. So when we heard that, we were getting really alarmed. And then to further our upsetment, apparently one of the roommates got tired of waiting, and she called to the desk again. She talked to the RA, who said, well, until you test positive for COVID, just mask up. You're fine. We don't need you to isolate. You can just do what your campus life is because you haven't tested positive for COVID yet.
That was crazy. Was there any hesitation, Tina, to bring your daughter home? Because I don't know what your health situation is, and if maybe you were worried, hey, you know what, we could be at high risk or something like that.
My husband is at high risk.
Oh.
He has several risk factors. So, of course, my daughter didn't want to come home. She said, Mom, I don't want to. I kept saying, well, look, we've got to do something. You can't just sit there in your dorm. And so we decided that's it. We pulled the plug. I told her, get a bag together. We're coming to get you.
Wow. Tina Metzner is joining us. Her daughter is now back at home. She got tested, and what are the results?
Don't know yet because she just got tested yesterday.
Okay.
This happened Sunday night. We got her back at about 11 o'clock at night.
You are not happy with ASU.
I'm angry because nobody will get back with us, and even the physician that we talked to that didn't have the answers won't return our calls. Nobody's returning our calls.
Crazy.
And we went down the chain. I don't know what. It's almost as if they are playing this game of hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Hey, Tina, can we check in with you to see how your daughter's doing in the next few days?
Absolutely.
All right. Be well and tell your kid we hope she feels better and gets back to school real soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you.
She's probably going to enjoy college from mom and dad's house. That
Not
sounds
good.
like a lot of fun. All right.
Can I just say one thing?
You could, but I'm going to ignore it. No, yes, please.
So, shouldn't there be a really simple, easy website or phone number for any ASU kid to go to and get help?
Or maybe there should be an app.
It's so easy. It should be so easy.
Not a phone number. They wouldn't know what to do with it.
No, that's
they need
right.
to
You're
text
right.
something.
Yeah, text.
An app. It's got to be an app.
It has to.
Oh.
They have an app.
Yeah, but they didn't have an app for apparently that. Coming up.